going on, everybody? Welcome back. We've done some stress testing with Skill Military in Alliance 4. You can see I've done quite a few attacks, not a lot of attack points here. I was just basically taking them through through all these different teams to see what we could figure out with Skill Military, because there's a lot of concerns with this team right now with Emma Marauders and the boost and everything. Unfortunately, I was not able to find an Emma team with boost to try against. I was able to test against Mercs, Hydra. I fought against Shield, Doc Ock, and Avengers as well. So we're gonna go through all the footage here. Hopefully, try to see what does and doesn't work. Maybe we can find some counters with Skill Military. We'll see how things go there. But yeah, this was an all-4 for us. So it was yeah. Sorry, someone's driving by. It was an all-4 for us. So it was basically just the perfect time to do a lot of testing. Let's start off with them facing Shield here. It's pretty much, it's a slight punch down. We've got Coulson, Medic, Assault, Security, and Nick Fury. And pretty much what you want to do is basically just disrupt Nick Fury at the start of the fight. And that's going to make things a lot easier for your team. Once you get that disrupt on Nick, you don't have to worry about his ultimate popping off and that he's going to end up doing any sort of spraying of buffs. If you can land disrupt on him there, you're in a pretty good spot. Then we have Coulson here putting taunt and defense down on Punisher. Not ideal. And at this point, what you should do is just go for shield security, knock him out. I went for Coulson. That was a bad idea. Medic's just going to revive him anyways. And I don't have the T4 on the special yet for Merc Soldier for removing of buffs. Hopefully, eventually, we'll get that up. And yeah, at this point, I should have just gone straight for shield security and just started knocking him down. I didn't. But I get shield security down to a decent amount there. And I could have killed him there, possibly with that. But yeah, we get Coulson back here. And then we're going to try to finish off shield security. So honestly, if I had gone for security early at the start of the fight instead of waiting to go for going for Coulson right away, it would have been fine. And there you go. The disrupt with Nick Fury didn't apply anything. It just kind of healed them up. So no spraying of buffs, which is always welcome. Try to transfer some buffs, get shield security down a little bit more. And honestly, I never really felt like I was out of control during this fight. I never really felt like I was losing anything. And I misplayed here again. This is why you don't play when you're half asleep, because you're not thinking properly. Trying to ability block Coulson, but Coulson's already used his ability, so what was the point there? And yeah, we should have just gone straight for shield security. Just focus on shield security, and you should be able to manage this fight pretty easily. This one never really felt like it was that close. I mean, I almost lost Punisher early on, was able to survive that. So I think yeah, this one's gonna be at least a counter to Shield, which this is what I just wanted to kind of start off with the tame one that's it doesn't really show anything special. This is just one I was like, hey, you know, they counter Shield, so at least they're a counter to something. So yeah, that is them versus Shield. It looks like they're going to be a counter to Shield. We'll see in the future how much of a punch up they can do. I think they could be able to do at least a comfortable punch up. We'll see how that goes in the future. So next up, we've got Hydra, and I'm going to tell you right now, this was a total wash. Skill Military is not going to be able to counter Hydra. That was a 50k punch down, and I mean, I wasn't really able to do anything. I thought maybe stealing the offense up from Rifle Trooper would probably help, and you take it out like high armored guard or scientist. It didn't really do much. This is one that's going to be a little unfortunate. I mean, at least the AoE from Punisher could do a lot here. You can see that he wiped out. He did some decent damage with that AoE, but you don't have a lot of strong AoEs. This team's not going to do a lot. So I think it's safe to say you're not going to be able to counter Hydra. I tried a couple of attempts to maybe switch things up on that second attempt. Didn't really get anything with it. Yeah, it's just you don't have a lot of AoE damage, which means that unless you have a way to get rid of death proof or prevent revives, you're not going to do a lot here. So yeah, this one just eventually they just got through. I mean, eventually Red Guardian loses his taunt, and then they just start picking off other characters, and yeah, it's not good. It's not a good counter. If we had a way to get stronger AoEs, maybe bring in an AoE character who could just wipe them out, then maybe Skill Military could counter Hydra. But just the 5 on their own, not really anything here for them. So yeah, if you're thinking about taking them against Hydra, I'm gonna say no. Definitely not one to work on, or definitely not one to think about. And yeah, you can see here, if we have heal block on Red Guardian, I mean, you lose the big power of him. He can't heal up. So yeah, this one's just a wash. Definitely not a suitable counter for Hydra. So if you wanna, if so, yeah, just pass on this one. All right, so now we're gonna go into Mercs, and I tried two different Merc teams. I tried one with Shuri on it to see if maybe someone would go on there. Maybe I could like steal the defense up from Shuri. You know, since Yelena's on here, Taskmaster's not going to assist against the special from Shuri. Maybe that will help, but we have Korath here, and no. This one, I mean, you're going to get the ability block, or he's going to go straight for Red Guardian to try to finish him off. And this is where the problem with Mercs is going to come in. Depending on who gets blind, it's going to really affect your chances. Having blind on Punisher here is not good, because then that means you can't rip off his AoE right away, which is a big way to help kind of clear buffs and really kind of help take out someone early on in the fight. It didn't really work here. Put Disrupt on Merc Guard, maybe try to take out Merc Guard, but I've got a tier 14 Lieutenant here, and I just don't have enough damage here. It's just, yeah, Lieutenant's just healing up too much, and I've got Blind on the two characters who could possibly help with that. Blind on Punisher there really hurt that. If I didn't have Blind on Punisher, I probably could have taken out the Riot Guard there. Unfortunately, I was not able to. Now, one other thing is if you start getting a bunch of Disrupt here, or sorry, not Disrupt, but Deflect built up, Yelena's ultimate will be able to help clear that. Her attack can't be blocked. So if you want to go for some characters who are stacking up that Deflect, like you can see Riot Guard is just stacked up all that Deflect on Lieutenant and Korath, you could use her ultimate there. It will clear all that, and you get some decent damage in at the same time, but at the same time, her damage stat isn't that impressive, so it's not going to be a big knockout blow like you're thinking. It's just some nice supporting damage. There we go. We lose Punisher, and yeah, at this point we've kind of lost it. So this one's not very clean, not a good counter at all for Mercs, depending on who gets blind. That blind on Punisher really hurt my chances. So I decided to go try for another Merc team that I found, and that one had Bullseye and Sniper. It's not ideal. It's really not. And you're gonna see what we're going for here. Is maybe this one's gonna be a bit better. No Shuri. You've basically destroyed the ability of Bullseye to assist. So maybe this one's gonna be better. But at the end I win, but like it's so close, I can't really recommend it. This time, no blind on Punisher. And this is gonna be the problem with this team is if you have blind on the wrong character against Mercs, I mean, what can you do? You're not gonna win. So this is like another one that's just kind of like not really recommended. Yeah, we'll have to see how this goes. But yeah, I mean, we'll get I was kind of going back and forth thinking about who I want to disrupt, who I wanted to steal from. But I couldn't because he resisted the transfer of buffs and I got nothing. He blocked it. I didn't get any buffs. So yeah, I mean, at least we got disrupted on Riot Guard, which was nice. So now we can try to go for Riot Guard here, maybe. But I don't have the marked from Merc Soldier there. Lose out on that. I now have stun on Punisher. I'm going to eventually win this. It doesn't look like I am, but I eventually win it. The ultimate there from Yelena took out Lieutenant and Riot Guard. Merc Sniper's on the ropes here, but who's gonna take Sniper in with their Mercs? Like, this was kind of the problem, and this is why I'm not really gonna recommend using skill military against Mercs. So there, now we've got rid of Taskmaster. So now we have Bullseye left with these two guys. I mean, I like my chances here. This is where I kind of exit out, but I can't recommend it, guys. So we're gonna chalk this up to no for Hydra, no for Mercs, yes for Shield. So far, not looking too good for our chances with skill military against some arena defense teams. Now, this one's a little more interesting. This is versus Doc Ock, and it's a 10k punch up, but then look at all these bonuses. They've got defense up, they have the bonus stats from Armory or Barracks, plus Medbay. I have no room bonuses at this point. I have defense down. This is a really disadvantageous encounter. Honestly, the only way this could be worse for me is if this was in a reactor. So take this how you will. There's no Green Goblin on the Doc Ock team. So if there was Goblin on the team, I don't think this was going to work because Goblin with his passive is just dispelling buffs constantly. So with that, I did a couple attempts here because I screwed up the first attempt trying to see what would work, and I kind of refined my strategy for the second attempt, and it did much better. It's going to be the same concept for this fight versus any other time you fight Doc. You go straight for Doc, you get rid of him, because once you get rid of Doc, the rest of the team becomes much more manageable. Swarm loses the ability to gain charge. Electro is going to be probably your next target to make sure that she can get out of there so you don't have her just constantly nuking your team. But yeah, defense down on my team and defense up on them, that's not ideal. That's not good. So what I'm going to go for here is go straight for Doc. And also, I want to point out that we're talking pretty much similar tier levels here on their gear. She's 83,000. You can't see it. Yeah, she's 83,000. And Doc is sitting at 83,000 as well. He's got like 200 more power. So their power levels are going to be pretty similar. And I think I'll talk about this too. Is like if you take a Yelena and Punisher and like gear them up and don't worry about the rest of the team too much, you're gonna be okay for most encounters. You're gonna want a higher powered Red Guardian for like Mercs, and we'll talk about that down the road as we get more stars on Red Guardian. But Yelena and Punisher are kind of like your spikes for this team. You gear them up, you're gonna get better results for this team overall, and that's gonna show here with this team fighting against Doc Ock. Now, they don't have boost on them. None of these teams have boost on them. They knew we were doing it off wars. They didn't really boost, and it sucks. But I want to try them. But with the 2 stacks of deflect that we've got here from Mysterio, I think this one was at least a good, decent benchmark to show. It's sort of like a pseudo boost on the team, so I want to show this at least. So the deflect's on Doc. We steal the deflects. He's still got defense up, and we've got 2 stacks of disrupted now on Doc, which means as we start to punish him, he's not going to be able to apply the regeneration from his special. We're working on trying to get rid of Doc. He blocks there with his special from Killmonger. But I made a mistake here, and what I should have done was I should have gone for the ultimate here. And I went for the passive, or I went for the special with Punisher, because I ran into this bug again, where I think that he's got defense up, but it's that phantom buff, and he doesn't have it. There's no mark of resist. There's nothing like that. He doesn't have defense up. It shows that he does have it, but he doesn't. And when I saw this, I realized what happened, and then I kind of adjusted my next strategy. We had already stolen the defense up from Killmonger. I never thought about it. I just saw defense up on him, and I figured, well, let's steal the defense up and let's trigger Killmonger. Didn't happen that way. So if I had used the ultimate there, I probably would have had a better chance of taking out Doc here, because then I could have followed up with Red Guardian and finished off Doc. So that's how it is. We have Electro, who dispels all of our buffs on us. That defense down is really starting to affect things here. They take out Yelena. At this point, I should have used ability block on Doc, because all Doc's going to do is flip and prolong my negative effects. Not good, Bob. So yeah, I didn't play very well the first time. So I figured, all right, let's try this again. Let's see if maybe I can get a better result next time. If you had a heal blocker on this, I think this would be an easy counter. This one's going to take a little bit more practice, and yeah, so let's try it again. And let's switch up our strategy a little bit. We're going to still apply the Disrupt to Doc Ock. We're going to use the special from Killmonger to steal buffs and get rid of the boosts, or sorry, the deflects on Doc. And once we do that, we'll be able to get rid of, we still have the defense up. He blocked, he healed. All I'm doing right now is basically just use Soldier to build up the vulnerable and let Punisher do his thing. And here I use the ultimate because that's going to be a triple tap, and look at that damage against that Doc. I mean, yeah, he basically just finished off that Doc with his ultimate there, because that ultimate is basically a triple tap against a vulnerable target. And that's why I have Skirmisher on Soldier, so that Soldier puts the vulnerable on target, and then I can follow up with this 3-tap from Punisher and basically kill someone. It's pretty strong. I like it. That's what I have here. And you can see that, yeah, thankfully Doc didn't block anything, and that probably would have hurt too. But there we go. So now Doc is dead, and now it's a 4-on-5 fight. But even so, it's going to get close. We have heal block now on Red Guardian, which is not good. I try maybe ability blocking. There's no, I should have done the taunt there, because at least we've gotten defense up on my team, and I would have at least healed some of them, get some regeneration out. But now I'm basically going for Electro to maybe try to finish off Electro. Didn't land any critical hits. That's unfortunate. And that is, yeah, there goes Merc Soldier. We're gonna lose Swarm, or we're gonna lose Red Guardian here in a moment. We get rid of Electro. There goes Red Guardian, and this is where a stronger Red Guardian would have been better. The better resistance and armor and everything would have been pretty important. We're about to lose Punisher here in a second, but now we're stuck on Rhino, and this is not ideal. We're in a bad position again, and there goes Punisher. Yelena's almost done, and pretty much it's going to become a fight of basically relying on Killmonger to land his critical hits, heal himself up, and counter. And if you can do that, you should be in an okay spot. And there he is. He's healing. He's landing critical hits. We'll take out Swarm. We get a heal on Killmonger, finish off Rhino, and now it's us going for Mysterio. We'll try to finish him off here. Unfortunately, he's going to get his AoE off. He's going to kill Yelena. And now we kill Mysterio, and now it's a 2-on. It's basically Killmonger versus 2 mirror images. And thankfully, his ultimate is up at this point. So now I can just do that. And that was going to kill the mirror image from Mysterio. I mean, take for it what you will. I will say, if I didn't have that defense down, I would have felt like this would have been a lot better of an attempt. I mean, they have all these room bonuses. This one will have to do more testing on. I'm not going to say it's a counter to Doc Ock. I say that there's potential for it, but this is one we're going to have to do a lot more testing, and I'm sure people are going to try it out now that they've seen this to see if maybe this works. And I'll be interested to see what people can manage with this. But I want to put the possibility out there. This could potentially counter Doc Ock. And once we get Punisher up to a higher tier level and stack up the damage on him, he's going to go nuts on that Doc, and he's just going to shred him. So that's going to be the question is, can this be a reliable counter? It's possible, but we'll have to do more testing on it. I want to include this because I thought this was an interesting one. We'll see in the future how this goes. And then finally, we have this one. It's a 90k punch up against Avengers, but number 1, no boost. Number 2, Black Panther, no Thor. I'm going to show you guys the mechanics of how this fight works, and I think there's a good groundwork here for them countering Avengers, and I'm going to show why. So the whole team with speed up is able to go before Black Widow moves outside of Red Guardian. What this means is that you can put Disrupt on Hulk and then just focus on other people, because by that time you've built up the speed bar on Hulk. He's going to try to taunt, but he has Disrupt on him, so he's not going to taunt. So now you have to worry about Captain America, but then you can follow with an ability block on Captain America, and you can get rid of some other characters. So Disrupt on Hulk. If I had Thor here instead of Black Panther, I would focus on Thor 100%, and then I'd focus on Hawkeye. Because I don't have Thor there, I have Black Panther. I ignore Black Panther, I go for Hawkeye, because I don't want those blinds from Hawkeye eventually. I thought about Widow for a second. I realized that, you know what, Hawkeye's a better target here. Do the triple tap with the ultimate from Punisher. And yeah. So now we're at a point where we could basically ability block Captain America, which we do. And now we could go for the guy over here. And yeah, so right now we have no taunts on Cap. We have no taunts on Hulk. Now we can go straight for Black Panther. I chose not to because I wanted to go for these two guys. And his fight takes a little bit longer than it should, but I never really felt like I was out of control with this fight. I steal the offense up from Black Panther there. Try to finish him off here in a moment. We get the stun on Red Guardian. But yeah, we'll go ahead and finish off Black Panther. I could have gone for Black Widow too. Finished off Black Widow because she has the pseudo cleanse with her ability. That would have helped to kind of get things going. So that would have helped there. Now we have Captain America's taunting. And if you have Captain America taunting, you can steal the defense up from him and trigger Killmonger. So there are ways to adapt to this fight. If you don't get that ability block on Cap, he's basically just giving you defense up that you can just steal and, yeah, you know, have at it. So now we're gonna try to finish off Cap. Cap is done, and now we can go for Black Widow and finish her off, and then deal with Hulk afterwards. Honestly, yeah, this one I was kind of surprised. I know, again, no Black Panther, no boost, but I mean, this is another one's going to require more investigation. This is just like one day of testing against various defense teams. So we're going to see in the future what this team ends up doing. Maybe it's actually going to be better. Maybe this will live up to what I found so far with the testing. I'm just putting this out here because I want to show you guys what I found with them. And make of it as you will. Because I know a lot of people are going to say, well, they don't have boosts. So how viable is this? Which is totally fair. That is what we're going for here. I'm not trying to say Skill Military is a good counter to these teams. They're going to destroy these teams. I'm saying there's a possibility for these teams to be counters. We'll have to see what they do with more testing in the future. So that was me testing against 5 teams. Couldn't find a boosted Emma team to fight against. Hopefully this next one we'll find one and we can get some testing in with that. But I want to hear from you guys. What do you guys think about these teams and their fights? Does this give you a little more confidence in Skill Military? I want to know from you guys. But if you guys have enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys next time.